Episode 72, CrossNet Ministries is joining us. We'll have them on momentarily. Thank you for watching Lancaster Connects. We continue to do this show. You know, it's pretty neat to see episode 72.
Or 78, as our producer thinks it is.
Oh, I missed that part.
Oh, yeah, he was like 78. He was trying to make fun of me, but it's 72. He might not make it to 78.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, after this one.
He can shut us off. He's just like
right. A pretty heady thing to say to the guy at the controls. Anyway,
well, he's on cloud nine right now. You know, right?
Yeah, his team won. All jokes aside, though, if you're into anything podcasting, Chris Stone, fantastic friend and partner in our business and friend, does just a great job producing our show. Makes it look great, makes it sound great. His team does all the stuff. So if you ever need anything podcasting, he is the guy to go to, and he's in our show notes. So Chris at castahead.net would be the way to contact him best, but he does a great job.
We should have him as a guest sometime on Lancaster Connects. Man behind the scenes.
Right, we should. Maybe our show just before Christmas that week.
Could be.
It would be a good time to discuss some grievances.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. We'll let that hang. So this show is not about what it's been about the first 2.5 minutes. It is about Lancaster County, the battle on Main Street, so to say, big versus small, David versus Goliath, as we like to say. It's all about highlighting really great people doing great things in the county for the people they serve. We are always welcome to have your charity on, your effort on. If you know of a local hero, send them our way. And that way is lancasterconnects.com/guest is the simplest way. That'll get you started. And then we'll get you on the pathway to being on a future episode, maybe episode 78 for all know.
That's right. That'll be in 2023.
Really?
I think so. I mean, how many more weeks?
I guess that's right. Yeah, I don't know how we got.
It's like 5 weeks of the year left, right? I don't know.
That's right.
It's crazy.
I was doing that new math there for a second.
Common Core date math.
Carry the 10.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyway, so thanks for watching this show. We do prizes here on the show. There we go. Vanna is doing a good job modeling the drinkware that we give away. So comment on the show. That gets you in for every show. We do a prize drawing. Say the words, Jeff. At the end of the show, we spin the prize later. If your name pops up, you get a choice of a Hydro Flask, tumbler, or gift card to local restaurant.
Lots of great restaurants, including one that just opened up. Drew was telling me about 401 Prime, like Primo Steak Shop, or not steak shop, like really good steakhouse. Really good.
Steak shop where you get a cheese steak.
That's right. Yeah, it was.
Which I had
the
a
wrong
great
thing
one
to say.
My wife cooked me up a fantastic one yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Fresh rolls, cheese whiz.
Whiz wit. Yeah. Okay.
And no onions.
All right. And of course, where can you enter the contest? Right, Facebook. You can watch us on Facebook and enter a comment in on Facebook. Also YouTube. Both Lancaster Connects. Huh?
What are we talking about?
To enter enter the contest.
Oh yeah, I already said. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying you can do it on YouTube and you can do it on Facebook and LinkedIn, Gardener's Mattress, and more.
It all aggregates through the modern technology.
Lancaster Connects Facebook pages, LinkedIn pages, YouTube pages.
Dawn, congratulations! See, Dawn is living proof. She won in a prior show, got a gift card to the Spring House, and had a great experience there.
Yep.
And we're happy. See, and that's the other thing about the show is we go and get those gift cards intentionally to maybe put some shine on some other places, and then we send customers your way. So that's always cool.
And Dawn is a faithful watcher and commenter.
That's right. I had something come across my email from Ann Williams from Lancaster City Alliance, who we've had on the show. Ann's a great supporter of the community. So these are merchants doing 1 year to 40 years in business. So I'm surprising Ben here. I didn't even talk with him about this. He's used to it by now. That's like what it is. So 1 year in business, and this is kind of a milestone because if you know anything about small business, getting over that first year hump is really tough. So these businesses 1 year, Ethio African Grocery Store, Halo Kitchen, James Street Med Spa, Lori Z, Tie Fine Jewelry and Watches, Nook Books, Queen Street Bistro, Sparrow, The Stakeout, Universal, and Vintage Candy Shop. Congratulations on 1 year in business.
Making it a year is not an easy thing to do. It's often one of the hardest years as a business owner, is that first year.
And then these ones got to 5 years. So again, the stats would say you get to that point, you're in like Flynn. So to say, Beauty by Judy Lynn, Wellness Spa, BLM Hair Studio, Bravo Supermarket, Good Guy Vapes, Larkstone, 11 Goods of Lancaster, My Aunt Debbie, Nicole Taylor Boutique, and Telltale Dress. Congrats on 5 years. 10 years, 551 West, Arabian Night Hookah and Coffee Lounge. That sounds interesting. Mulberry Salon and Spa, Cafe 18, Himalayan Curry and Grill.
They're really good.
I love me some curry.
They're fantastic. Lemon
Street Market, Robberitos, Scarlet Willow, Seasons Olive Oil, and Vinegar Tap Room. And then 15 years. Wow, 15 years is long too. 100% live hair artistry, building character, Finn Salon, Iron Hill Brewery, La Cocina, Mr. Suit Records.
Who's actually closing.
Oh.
They made it 15 years and they're closing.
So much for those stats.
Yeah. Great place, though.
Nick Gold Photography. Well, Ben will probably go buy the vinyl out.
Yeah. Well, although they do specialize in music that I'm not necessarily, it's not that I'm not a fan. It's just not my taste in music. They tend to be a little bit more heavier punk, that side of things. They probably have a decent metal selection. You would like it.
I don't have a record player. Casina Mexicana, Shanks Poultry. 20 years, those two. Casina Mexicana, Shanks Poultry. 30 years. Safe's Middle Eastern Food. I believe I said that right.
I think that's in Market, Downtown Market.
Downtown Market. Yep. 35 years, Two Dudes Painting, who did a fantastic job here painting the store. And then 45 years, Puffer Morris Real Estate. Wow. So all of those businesses were recognized last week at the Ware Center on the 16th. There was a milestone presentation, and so congratulations to them.
That's awesome.
A lot of great businesses there. Lancaster City Alliance does a great job kind of focusing a lot of charitable efforts and missions and initiatives. We always appreciate those communications from Ann, keeping us up to date. So that's really great. I just thought it'd be wise or a good time to lay that out there. We can't always talk about Eagles football. All I'll say is, man, if you're a fan, fly Eagles fly, but holy crap, was it hard to be a fan yesterday.
It's kind of a rough week because you had the Monday night debacle, and then it was looking like another one yesterday.
I spilled every fiber of being of my fandom on the floor watching that game.
Just scoop it back up.
And I'm one of these fans, like I'm up, getting hype, hollering at the TV because that matters. Like they hear me.
Yes, they do. They probably did.
They hear me. I have a pipeline to Nick Sirianni. Yeah, and Chris's Lions helped me out too.
He just puts it up there
because the G-Men lost, Giants lost. So that was good.
And his Lions won 3 in a row. He said for the first time since 2017. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Linda Charles says, "Gee, I had no idea you love football." I do. And my youngest boy is wrestling, so I'm going to have wrestling stuff to talk about.
There you
go. Here soon, which is fun.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that. It's a great sport.
Yep.
Anyway, speaking of football, our friends have some great stuff on their website of where and former Eagles legendary player.
Oh, yes.
Was
yes.
part of one of their big initiatives and events. So I'm excited to hear about that. So welcome to the show, Meredith Dahl, Steelers fan, Carl Edwards, Ravens fan.
Yes.
So we kind of have. So like, what's rivalry game like for you, for the both of you? Like,
we don't talk. I don't think we talk.
We don't talk much.
The mission is put on hold for 3 hours on a Sunday afternoon.
Yes. We don't talk during game time, but after that, we can talk about CrossNet stuff.
Right. Good thing football's on the weekends.
You don't have to do like the other person has to wear the jersey. The Steelers and Ravens.
Well, we should do that sometime.
We haven't, but maybe we might have to put a bet together in the coming weeks.
There you go.
I think we play each other twice within like a month or so. Soon.
Yes, but fly Eagles fly. Go Eagles.
That's right. That's right. It was a rough game yesterday, but hey, there's no score or weight for a W or an L. It's just one or the other.
Yeah, that's right.
We're on to the next week, just like every other team.
Yeah.
And that's that. So, look, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you being on the show. So you're with CrossNet Ministries.
Yes.
And before we dig in, are you Lancaster natives?
You go first.
No, we're not. Well, I'm not, and neither is he. But he can share about himself. Yeah, but I've been around Lancaster for about 16 years. So, yeah, I went to college at Lancaster Bible College, and we stayed here afterward.
And where was home for you before Lancaster?
Was in the Reading area, and then before that was upstate New York area.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm a transplant as well. I'm from Baltimore, and have been here for about 6 years or so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So Jessica actually just chimed in, said hello to the both of you.
Yeah, I saw her name pop up. What's up, Jessica?
Yeah, so Jessica, I believe, is who connected us. I think she sent me.
Yeah.
Now that I recall and see her name,
Right.
it just kind of closes the loop in my mind, of which there's lots of open ones. But Jessica is responsible for bringing us all together, so that's great. So why don't you just tell us who CrossNet Ministries is and what is it that you do there? What's your mission?
Yeah, so CrossNet is a faith-based organization here in the ELANCO community. So that would be the Easter Lancaster community, the Garden Spot School District. We exist to offer hope in the name of Jesus by empowering people within our community. So we would work with a population or demographic of individuals that would be considered under-resourced or low-resourced, or another way to say that would be in poverty. So our goal is to build safe, trusting relationships that help individuals live sustainable within their lives. And kind of we live that out is through 4 program areas. We have youth programming, we have social services, food and nutrition, and community outreach. So CrossNet is more of a kind of a holistic approach and view of the family and trying to provide resources for people in our community. So I could probably go on and on about that, but that is just a nutshell of kind of how we serve and who we serve in our area. Yeah,
that's awesome. We'll definitely get into a good chunk of that. So I have 2 kind of follow-up questions there. How did CrossNet Ministries get started, and how did the 2 of you become involved with CrossNet Ministries?
That's a good question. So CrossNet Ministries is actually a merged organization. Previously, we were Cross Connection Youth Center, and that was started in 1988. And the other organization that came together in the merger was ELANCO Social Services Network, which started in 2011. And we merged to become CrossNet in 2017. So Cross Connection had a lot of youth programs and the outreach programs, and ELANCO Social Services Network had the social service programs and the food programs. And in 2017, we put them all under one roof to become CrossNet Ministries. And how we got involved, I've been in my role as a director for almost 15 years. And back at that time, it was just me on staff. So it's been a joy to see the team grow and to see programs grow and to be a part of what's taking place at CrossNet.
And I've been on staff here for 6 years, initially hired as our youth center director, and then about 3 years ago, transitioning roles to director of development here. So, yeah.
So on the role of development and getting the word out there, I see you're on TikTok.
Yes.
TikTok's one of the things to me as a business owner. It's like, oh man, another place to go. So you're on TikTok. So what's that like? You got a handful of, I guess, are they still called Reels? Is that what it is on TikTok?
Yeah, that's my best guess. My best guess. No, but you're right. There's so many platforms to stay up to date with. We try to make sure we're connecting with all demographics. I guess in my role with development and community engagement and fundraising, I know that there are different people on different platforms. So I want to be able to engage as many of those platforms as can with content to get the message and the mission of CrossNet out there. So yes, you can find us all over the place: TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the message stays the same on all those platforms. Yeah.
That's wild to see. See you on TikTok. It's just one of those things as a little personal side.
Yeah.
I haven't got there yet. Maybe, but when I get there, I'm sure I'll be too old for it. Like
Well, we had an intern help us out with creating those. We definitely needed some help. Yeah.
Yeah. On
We
that
haven't
note,
gotten
one
to any
thing.
of the trends with dances or anything like that. So maybe for a donation, but we'll see.
Yeah. One thing that we do, you'll see, we'll get it down the line. We have an assistant that helps us out here to take these shows and carve up our time together, right? Because we do spend 30 minutes or so talking specifically on your specific mission, but not everybody has that time to digest all at once. So we'll get you down the road some moments, and then you can put that on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. It really kind of helps show all the great stuff that you do. So I think I heard your 4 pillars, right? Your 4 pillars of ministry: food, youth, ministry itself, and then family. Is that correct, or did I have that wrong?
Super close.
Yeah, very close. Youth, social services, community, and what did I miss? Food and nutrition. Sorry, I missed one. I got confused there too. So yeah, that was close. Yep.
All right, very good.
So talk a little bit about the youth specifically that you help. In what ways do you help the youth, and what are some of the programs offered for the young folks in your community?
Sure, great question. Yeah, we have programs almost birth through when kids graduate from high school. Our desire is to provide a safe place for teens to connect with caring adults and for youth to connect with caring adults. And we have a variety of programs. We have some pre-K initiatives where we have someone who goes in to the homes of parents of preschoolers. We have a mentor program that's for second graders through adults, where a caring adult is matched up with a mentor, and they spend time in the community together twice a month. We have some after-school programs where mentors, again, are matched up with kids in the elementary schools in our community to walk alongside them, support them, encourage them, help them along. We have a tutoring program as well, and we also have a youth center that's for 7th graders through 12th grade, and they can come in, get a free meal, meet with adults in the youth center, and have a lot of fun and do a lot of games and different activities. So programs and opportunities for kids all the way from birth through when they graduate.
So question for you, serving youth, at-risk youth, youth that have need for your services. I think that the stereotypical Lancaster County native would look at the ELANCO area as not having a need to have that kind of mentorship for youth. I think if you ask anybody, where would family be strongest in these parts of the county, I think the area you serve would be in the top. Mm-hmm. So what's the need, and where does that need come from that you feel?
Well, I guess just in general for our community, the poverty rate is close to 50% in one of the elementary schools, and it's at 42% across the school district. So with that comes a lot of different challenges, a lot of different hardships for families. So it's so important to provide resources and safe spaces for all people, but especially youth as well as they're going through life and school and different challenges. Would you have anything to add to that? Yeah.
I hear you. And we have heard similar things, Ben and Jeff. I often share with whether it's businesses or churches or people that are here in our community. If you were to drive up 23, right, New Holland Pike, and you go through from Leola through New Holland up to Shady Maple, you might not see some of that poverty. But when you start to turn down side streets and start walking through different roads and some of our rural areas, you begin to start seeing some of those pieces. So yeah, we've heard similar parts. So we're all about trying to educate and bring awareness to the needs that are here in our community.
Yeah, that number, 50% and 42% that I just heard, was that's a shocking number to me. Mm-hmm. Can you express what those two numbers were again?
So 50%, one of the elementary schools that's in the school district, that would be kind of their poverty rate for kiddos that are in that school. But across the school district, it would be an average of 42% of those families. or
Yeah.
low income or low resourced.
So a child in need, how does that family find you, or how do you find the child? Do you have, references from school or church, or like how does it come to be that you can work with a child?
I would say the biggest partnership is with the school district. We're strong partners with the ELANCO school district, so we work together on the programs, and when we have something come up, we let them know. Things go home with kiddos, different programs that we have available, different events that are coming up, like the Christmas gift giveaway. Those things go home with families. Would you add anything to that?
Yeah, I would say that referral is strong. The other part is word of mouth. Families that have been connected to CrossNet over the years, they communicate to each other. So I think that referral process from we call our families participants here. That's also how the message gets out about our resources and the programs that we have.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So food and nutrition seem to be a pretty big focus beyond just getting like food in bellies. What else are you doing there to help those that you serve? Yeah,
so we would say that our food and nutrition center would be like our lowest barrier programming. If someone calls our office or stops in and they share that they have a need, we want to work as hard as we can to make sure they have food in their homes and have access to that. So some of the programs we have in that food pillar, as we call them, we do have a weekly food pantry or weekly food market where families are able to come into our food pantry and go shopping, just like they were at a grocery store, maybe one that you, Ben and Jeff, go to, Giant or Grocery Outlet or Wise or whatever it is. So our participants are able to choose items that their family likes. They're able to get a certain amount of quantity of food based on their family size. They can pick items based on dietary restriction. We love being able to have fresh produce. That is one of the most amazing things about Lancaster County, right? We have fresh produce every single week that our doors are open, from gleaning programs, from grocery stores, from orchards in our community. So our food pantry is open every single Wednesday and every other Thursday. We also have some weekend meal solutions. We have a program called Buddy Bags, and those meals are packed here at CrossNet, and then they're actually delivered to our schools and placed into the backpacks of kiddos in the community. And then we have another weekend meal solution called CrossNet Meal Packs, which will be some ingredients and a recipe for a family to be able to make at home over the weekend. And then I'm a little bit biased, but my favorite food program that we offer at CrossNet is our free summer lunch program. So as you think about it, friends, a kiddo that has access to breakfast and lunch during the course of a school day, all school year long, what happens when school is out in the summer? Yep. CrossNet has a program called the Free Summer Lunch Program that kind of fills in that gaps for 11 to 12 weeks. So that'll be the week after school that's out until the Friday before school goes back in. And we have a variety of partners that make that program go. So that's one of my favorite programs we offer here at CrossNet.
We've talked about that, how schools fill the need for some kids, food in their stomach, like that might be the meals that they get.
Yes.
I think for our listeners, and you can follow up with this, a child sitting at a desk that's hungry has a hard time paying attention.
Right.
Has a hard time keeping behavior in order, because there's literally, if you're hungry for a few days, there becomes a very real, almost animal-like behavior response, like, because your body's in crisis. You are hungry, so you're just maybe not going to sit well at a desk for 6 hours out of the day. So that need's real important. We've talked about it often, so I love that you're doing that throughout the summers. What have you seen from your view? Obviously, you're serving ELANCO school district. Have you any success stories that you've been able to see with kids there, helping them be able to eat throughout the year and throughout summer?
Sure. Well, just to piggyback off on the comment that you made, we actually there's a proverb we use often here. It says, "A hungry stomach has no ears," and it's literally just to summarize what you just said. A hungry stomach has no ears, and that is something that we believe in, and we've seen and we've experienced, just like you said, if a person is coming into school or into an environment of learning or growth, they're not worried about maybe potentially what's in front of them. They're worried about the actual need. They can really just hear their bellies rumbling. So just to piggyback off on what you said, it's something that we say around here pretty often. Meredith, do you have any thoughts on that?
No, that's so important. And one of the reasons why we feel like food and nutrition is one of our pillars. Success stories, I mean, definitely being able to meet those needs and to hear from the school that they know that kids have food on the weekend, like makes them feel better just knowing that it's in the home. We've had many families share just how important it is, how sometimes it's hard to reach out for help. It's, can cause just a lot of shame in that sort of sense. And we just encourage families that this is, we're walking alongside each other. We all face hardship sometimes and we need each other. And so, we'd love you to be part of the programs and hopefully it can help your family. And we've seen benefit many families. And that's why it's pretty important that we continue to offer the programs.
When you say the word nutrition, is there an educational aspect to the services you're providing to kids and parents the same? What does that look like?
Yeah, so nutrition is important. So that's why Carl was sharing about making sure that we have fresh produce and milk and eggs and cheese and all these things available for families to choose from. For our weekend meal solution program, the CrossNet meal packs, there's dietary information that goes home with those and just helpful tips to healthy eating and things that families can learn that I can learn about making nutritious choices. All around the food pantry when people shop, there's kind of tags at certain food, like this will be really good if to help with fiber or to help with other things. These are low sugar items. So definitely there's that educational component as well. Do you have anything to add?
No, that's what I would have shared as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great opportunity. I think, there's probably a lot of things that kids don't often learn in life. Mm-hmm. And nutrition is one of those things that can easily get maybe overlooked. And then, of course, kid reaches teenager and beyond, and they're on their own and, they don't make great food choices. So that's awesome that you're providing that sort of education. So moving from food and nutrition, you have some outreach programs that you offer at CrossNet Ministries. What can you tell us about this?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have this community outreach pillar as well. And really, I call that the catch-all pillar. Those are all of our partnerships and some of the collaboration and some of the tangible needs that we are a part of, kind of being a hub for meeting in our area. So some of those would be our fall kind of outreach events. We have a backpack giveaway that happens in August. We have a winter coat giveaway that happened in October, and we're preparing for our Christmas gift giveaway here in a few weeks. Again, these are families and kiddos that are within our school district that have a physical need. The goal is for backpacks, right, to get them set up for the school year with supplies and haircuts and dental screenings and any other resources they need. And we try to do our backpack or our winter coat giveaway before the weather gets too cold. So that's why we do that in October. And I was actually just talking to one of my coworkers that oversees that, and about 350 winter coats have already been given out.
Wow, good for you.
Crazy to even kind of think through and process. And then I think for the backpacks, we were around 490 or so backpacks went out, and then preparing for Christmas in the coming weeks. Love this time of year. The one thing I wanted to share, CrossNet's the hub. We're the organizer and the coordinator, but the community is the one making the differences. The individuals, businesses, churches, those are the ones providing gifts, sponsoring families, providing wrapping paper, tape, all kinds of things, gift bags. They are the ones that are really making the impact. CrossNet is just kind of the coordinator, the hub that kind of makes that go. The other thing that I want to share within this community pillar is we have a community meal that happens the fourth Monday of every single month. We do that in partnership with Garden Spot Village, which is a retirement community not too far from us. And that's a really cool event. It meets that physical and tangible need, but it also provides community. and being able to connect with families. So we do have, there are quite a few community meals that happen within our community. I think there's one every single week, but CrossNet would be that fourth Monday of each month there. So yeah, a lot of exciting things coming up and happening.
Yeah, very cool. I like how you express how you're the hub, bringing everything together, because so often I think, and you see this in the volunteers that come through your doors. People want to do good, they just don't know where to do good, right? They just don't know where to bring their efforts. So obviously, if you're close to CrossNet in the ELANCO area, here's a great opportunity. We talk often, if you can donate money, that's great, and you'll take donations, right?
Of course.
Yeah. And that's great, and you need those, but then you also need people to organize the backpack giveaways, put those meals in bags for the weekend. So often the time is almost as important, if not more important, than the dollars. Because some charities, they get somebody that comes in who's passionate about their mission, and they can just like crush it on getting donations, but then you still got to affect the mission. So we consistently talk here on the show about, if you have the time, and maybe money isn't something you can afford to donate, but if you have the time, which we all have time, an equal amount of time, we should all donate that time as we can, where we see fit, to what our heart leads us to do. So just putting that call out there again. It's right on the screen. I'm sure it's CrossNet. There we go. ELANCOcross.org/get-involved/volunteer. It's right there on the screen for you. Which why, if you're listening to this, it pays to watch the video. Because otherwise you're left to Jeff and his devices saying the URL, and then you don't get there.
Question about the Christmas gift giveaway, and of course the food program. Is that all by donation? Like are businesses and people donating the gifts and donating food in both of those instances?
Yeah. So with the food programs, people sponsor throughout the year, different months. They might collect as an organization or a business or a church, and then individuals are giving ongoing. We do have some events in the community for food drives, but the food programs are primarily through donations and support by the community. And the Christmas gift giveaway, people in our community, churches, businesses, individuals, and families, they sponsor other families, and they get these wish lists from the kids in the community, and they go out and purchase those specific items that those kids would like, or that could help them, or maybe some needs. And oftentimes they're things like, I need a toothbrush, or need new socks. So it's a lot of tangible items that could benefit families. And then the parents come pick them up closer to Christmas, and then they can give those gifts to the kids themselves, or if they want to say Santa brought them, or however they want to do it within their family. So yes, that's great. It's right up on the screen that sponsors can sponsor families, sponsor kids, and make sure they get some of those items. We ask for a want, a need, something to read, something to wear.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. And how you might have said, but how many kids do you help through this every year, or do you expect to?
Like
this year?
550 kids in the community. Yeah, and there could be kids that their families, this really is going to benefit. Could have been a crisis in a family's life, like a fire in the home, and they need some things. So it could be for a variety of reasons that a family might be able to benefit from being in the program.
Wow.
And just to kind of put a bow on what Meredith just said, understand that there's kids asking for socks for Christmas. We were blessed to donate in years past bunk beds to kids who just wanted a better place to sleep than the floor. And that's all they wanted for Christmas.
Yeah.
So as we get into this, like Christmas season's here, I put my lights up yesterday. I say lights. I take a real easy approach to lights. I do those like those start shower things.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Yeah, and I just stream them across the yard, right? And that's it. The house is ensconced in lights. And there's really no rhyme or reason. It's just, I think that looks good here. I think that looks good there. And I add a new one each year.
You're not doing Griswold, is what you're saying.
No. This is what you get, and that's it. But I share all that as we all individually get caught up in the season, whatever that season means for us. For some people, It's very materialistic. For other people, it's very faith-based, and all of that's fine. You live your life, but I want people to hear this and remember there's kids asking for socks and toothbrushes and bunk beds because they're sleeping on the floor because they got holes in their socks. And I don't know if kids are forced to share toothbrushes or not, but like maybe that does happen. So remember that this season as you're worried about the newest iPhone. There's a lot of people without means that need some help, and you guys are doing great work to help 550 kids. That's a lot of kids.
That's good perspective. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. So on that note of faith, because you brought this up, you asked in the show, is it all right to discuss faith? And, I want anybody listening, like, look, if you're helping your people in our community, we'll put some shine on you through the show. Like, so that invitation is open, LancasterConnects.com/guest. So through your community meals, through your efforts, have you seen people come into faith as a result of all that?
Yeah, that's special. That's why we exist, as an organization to, again, provide safe relationships, trusting relationships to hopefully see lives changed by Jesus. So that is a special part of that. But the thing that's more important, I shouldn't say more important, but one of the things that is special to us is that people know CrossNet is a safe place. People come to us asking for prayer and sharing, their prayer requests with us, and mentors are able to bring their mentees to church with them or to other gatherings with them. So that's just seeing those relationships form and develop and life change happening as a response to that is what motivates me to continue to do what I do. And I think our organization to continue to do what it does in the ELANCO community.
And anybody can access services or programs, and it's all about choice. And if somebody wants to have a conversation about faith, then that door is open. But if they don't, then that's perfectly fine as well. So it's that safety word's important. The relationship is really important. But anybody is able to access services here and programs.
That's great. I love how you say it's a safe space, because I think sometimes people from the outside might look at a faith-based organization and go, well, I can't go there because they're going to tell me how to live or something like that.
Right.
Sure.
And I love the fact that you'll have the conversation or not have the conversation, depending on what their need is there.
Yeah.
What other?
I'm sorry, it's
go
my
ahead.
turn. Weapon X is on the screen.
There's an eagle on the screen.
Yeah.
There's an eagle on the screen. That is true.
Right. So again, if you're listening, pays to watch the video. LancasterConnects.com is where you get all the video.
So, are you trying to think about how you can get Brian Dawkins in the store? Are you going to ask for their connection? Is that what you're?
Meredith has the connection to Brian Dawkins. So
really, so tell us about this, and not to have him.
It's not on the show notes.
Yes, Brian was our banquet speaker this past year in March, and he did a great job.
He was awesome.
Yeah. Nobody left any more motivated or no one was motivated after he talked, right? It was all very boring.
He's a very charismatic speaker.
Yeah.
And was great to hear his story, and our community responded really well. They loved it.
We were sold out, I think, after like 2 weeks of opening out. So yeah, it was he was exciting to have in the community.
So what was Brian's connection? Like, I'm not saying to share your direct personal connection or whatever, but like, why is he passionate about what you're doing?
Sure. Yeah, we bring in a different speaker every year, and we ask, we pay for different speakers to come, but we share the mission and see if it's something that they want to come and be a part of. And I think he was pretty passionate about it because he was impacted as a young person. And supported by I think it was FCA. Fellowship of Christian Athletes made an impact in his life. And he mentioned that during his story. So I think community organizations like CrossNet mean a lot. And he wanted to come and share his story and hear more about what we do. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. So I think the one last pillar we haven't. Sorry?
It's Dawkins man crush.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Dawkins. That's great.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
I can connect to his agent.
Well,
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
maybe. The one pillar I don't think we've dug in too deep on is family. So how are you helping with families? And I think maybe the answer is we've kind of touched on a little bit of it's intermingled with all the others, but if there's anything specific, let's share what you're doing there.
So our last pillar we kind of call social services, and that really is for more for adults and for families and individuals in the community. So when people call us, they might call and say, I need assistance with my rent or with utilities, or I'm having a transportation issue, or a variety of things that might come across our doors, or I'm experiencing homelessness and I need somewhere to live. So the start part of the social services, we have 3 caseworkers on our team. And if somebody calls in, they are matched up with a caseworker who will do an assessment and walk alongside them to connect them to county-wide resources or resources that CrossNet offers. So we journey along with them. It might mean that getting connected to one-on-one budgeting, or a money and me class, or a class about goals and how to make steps out of poverty. So we do a lot with the case management side. We offer financial education programs. We do have a transportation ministry to help people get to doctor's appointments or to appointments for education. We partner with some organizations to ensure people do have resources like beds. We partner with for clothing. We partner for furniture to meet those tangible needs. And we have a variety of other programs, but I do want to highlight housing. CrossNet does a lot with housing. We have 12 units that are used for permanent housing, and then we have a transitional housing program for people experiencing homelessness in our community, where they can go into a unit, they can work on building up their resources, and so hopefully by the time they exit the program, they're able to be sustainable on their own. So a lot of different programs to walk alongside people, help build up their resources so that they can work towards self-sustainability within all under that pillar. And I could go on and on about talking about that, but that's just a little bit of a high level.
Yeah. I mean, I like how you have the need, or you have the solution for an immediate need, although I'd imagine your housing is probably full pretty much all the time.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not like there's vacancy. Which what a great thing it would be, because that would mean like you're really affecting the mission and fixing all the world's problems, right? Or at least all of ELANCO's problems. But I like how you're walking alongside doing, like I saw credit repair on there. I mean, that's something that is so understanding how credit works is, it's not just for somebody who's experiencing homelessness or lost a job and had one bad thing after another. There's people who are successful that just don't quite understand how credit works. They've just gotten by through the ability to continue to make money for themselves, so to say. So I like that you work alongside all of those reasons why the person has found themselves in that position. And then it's the education and the enrichment to move forward and build a new, bigger, better foundation. I love that.
Absolutely.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
For someone that needs any of the services that you offer at CrossNet Ministries, what's the best way for them to contact you? Is it a phone call?
Yeah, if someone lives in the school district, they can call us at 717-355-2454. And if someone calls from outside of the area, our team will do our best to connect them to kind of the hub in their school district and in their area. So we will definitely make those connections to help people out and get connected to the right spot.
That's awesome. We've had a few organizations similar to CrossNet on our show in the past, and I've always been impressed by how connected you all are to the other programs within your own community that can help. I mean, your answer is never no to somebody that's in need. You'll find the right place to get them to, whether it is another community or someone within your community that can help. I think that's just so great.
Yeah, and Jessica hits the nail on the head. You guys are doing so many different things. We get like a whole series, like a 4-part series.
We'd love that.
You can invite us back anytime. We'd love to be part of it.
Yeah. Well, you'll get that invite.
You get Dawkins on the screen. And...
That's right.
I'll work on it. I'll work on it.
Yeah, 100%. No, I mean, I've really enjoyed our time together. So you do the big annual event and appeal, I guess, as you would call it internally, where great Eagles players like Brian Dawkins get to come out and pour into your people. What's next? Like, what's the next big things you're working on?
Yeah, we shared a lot of information with you guys, right? We shared a lot of programs and things that we have going on. Kind of what's next for CrossNet is trying to grow and expand the things that we are already doing. So we are in the midst of a capital campaign and expansion project right now. It's a $3 million project to purchase a warehouse property here in New Holland and also renovate that property. So that's what that $3 million is for. So we launched that capital campaign this past spring at our annual banquet, and we are rounding the corner towards completion. So that expansion project.
Congratulations.
Say it again.
I said congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we again $3 million, and we need about $105,000 to go to be completely done. And again, that will purchase and renovate the property, which we're really excited about. It's going to allow us to alleviate some of the pressures that we have right now with the programs, but also be able to think about future, bringing out some of the amazing organizations and agencies in Lancaster. Maybe have like a satellite space here with us to serve some of the families in our community. So that's kind of what's next, what we're working on, what we're trying to finish up, and be able to break ground next year for that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations. I mean,
Thank you.
There's not many. Yeah. Well, it is the community, but it is also the leadership, and you need really great people to lead the mission. Seems like ELANCO's got that with the both of you. So kudos to you all for doing a great job. That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I think we're ready for our connection cocktail.
You think so? I think so too.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's do it up.
You want to go first?
I'll go first. So what's you can each answer. What's your favorite thing to do in Lancaster?
My favorite thing is trying new coffee shops and new restaurants. Love the food and all the places, the variety of food that you can get in Lancaster is pretty unique and fun. It's probably my favorite thing to do.
I would say the market. Yeah, I'll say market, Central Market. We're not too far from Green Dragon, so my wife and I try to pop over there on a Friday. And again, we're probably going there to get food, but trying all that, and also just the amazing farm stands for fresh produce and also fresh flowers too. So we love that. There's a lot of things we could say, but those are some of my favorites.
It is hard to narrow it down to like one thing. So annual event that you each like to go to, and this could be self-serving. It's totally fine to do.
I was actually going to say the CrossNet annual banquet.
Yeah, that's totally cool. That's totally cool. And when it
go ahead.
I was going to say when normally is that banquet? What part of the year?
Yeah, it's the last Tuesday of March each year.
Okay,
always the last Tuesday. We hold that at Shady Maple in their banquet hall.
And who can go to that? And how do you go to that? Like, do you register? What does that look like?
Yeah, a registration will open January 3rd of 2023 for this next year. And you can just go to our website and you can sponsor a table or get tickets and come and hang out with us.
But anyone is welcome to come.
That's cool.
We will announce our speaker
very soon in the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
I was going to say, if there's any hints you want to drop.
I'll just say it's not sports themed. That we've done sports quite a bit recently, so it's not sports this year. It's a little different. Yeah.
All right. I tried to get them out.
Yeah, that was good.
Tried to break it here on Lancaster Connects.
Yeah, our annual, I would probably say the fairs and the parade. Obviously, we live in the ELANCO. We're here in the ELANCO community, so the New Holland Parade and Fair is up there at the list. The fried Oreos, the sausage subs, all the things. So
very good.
I like to go to the Christmas light show every Christmas. I love the one in the city, but we like to go to all those every year and kind of hit them up with the kids. It's a lot of fun.
Very good. And now that you've both been in the Lancaster community for a while, when friends or family come in from out of town, what do you like to share with them?
Oh man, what do you think?
when people come in from out of town, they want to go shopping. I don't think they care what I want to show them, but they want to go shopping. The outlets, the no tax on the clothing. I mean, they're all about that. Or Sight and Sound. I think a lot of people want to go Sight and Sound or Shady Maple.
Yeah, I was gonna say Achenbach's for the Long Johns and Shady Maple. Those are the two things that my family, when they come up, I have to make sure I get the Achenbach's early Saturday morning or something to get them. So those would be the two. And then Shady Maple for your birthday.
That's right. Get to eat for
free
free
meal,
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Free meal, yeah, free meal. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Well, listen, this has been a lot of fun. Really appreciate all that you're doing to help the folks that you serve there in the ELANCO School District. Really appreciate you and all your efforts. Thanks so much for being on the show. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. This was a lot of fun.
You're welcome. And thanks for Jessica for bringing us together.
Yeah, it's true.
Thanks, Jessica.
She's the plug. Yeah.
Yeah. See, and it's not hard. If you got something you're passionate about, Lancaster, and you watch the show, recommend them and we get them on. It's really that simple. There's no mystery here.
Yep. And it doesn't always have to be a nonprofit or charitable organization. Just could be a local hero doing good. Could be a small business giving back to the community. We just like to highlight those stories.
Yep. 100%. So, Meredith, Carl, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate you. Have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas to you both. And wish you nothing but the best for that January 3rd open for your big event there in March, the last Tuesday in March.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks so much. There you go. So if you want to be on the show, as we said, real simple. LancasterConnects.com/guest gets the ball rolling, and we'll look to get you on this show.
Yeah. And, catch some old episodes on there. LancasterConnects.com/episodes. It's next to the guest tab at the top.
Or right there on the
All
screen.
the previous 71 episodes of Lancaster Connects are on there for your viewing pleasure.
Or 77 if you're doing my math.
Yes, that's right.
If you watch 70, if you watch those episodes, that's special.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway. One last chance. We do prizes here on the show. Get in by commenting.
Get a lot of comments.
Okay. So that's how you get in. It's real simple. No purchase necessary. Steve missed it. He was watching World Cup. I didn't know Steve was a soccer fan. There you go.
Pick soccer over.
All right. Well, you can just hit rewind on the feed and there it is. But anyway, that's how you get in and comment, and we'll fire up the prize later here soon. And I guess USA is up 1-0 at the half.
I think they call that 1-0.
1-0. Okay,
1-0.
Sure. That's how much I know about soccer.
Yeah, me too.
There we go. All I know is they can't serve beer this time around.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I know.
Yep.
So anyway, that's that. We do prizes on the show. You'll get in with your comments. We'll fire that up momentarily. Sleep better tip. I'm violating the tip I'm going to give you. No caffeine after 2. Your body needs time to get rid of that caffeine in your body. So it's best to cut that out 2 o'clock or after. I've worked with customers over the years that say, I'm having a hard time sleeping, and we can get into, well, what's your routine? And they're like, well, I usually wrap up my night by having a cup of coffee. Well, let's not do that.
I mean, maybe decaf.
Yeah. No caffeine after 2. If you can commit to that, you'll wind down a lot easier, and your body naturally begins to process what it needs to do, because your body does have its own agenda. Physically, the organs, your brain, everything has to do its own stuff throughout the night. And if you're fueling it up with caffeine, it's real hard. So if you want really great sleep tips, we'll mail them to you with our Sleep Better book. Sleep Better, gardenersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better. Go there and we'll send you a copy of the book for free.
You did start your coffee before 2 o'clock.
But I finished after.
You finished it after. So it doesn't matter when you started, is what you're saying. Just nothing after 2.
The body knows.
The body knows. Right. All right. Testimonial time. David from Lancaster wrote a really unique review and said some things that you normally don't see in a mattress review. So I wanted to highlight this. If there's one thing I do not like about the online shopping experience is that we are killing off critical shopping experiences. This is not just about, I mean, his was about a mattress store experience, but all retail store experiences, there's something about a physical in-store experience with a professional sales team. So of all the things that should remain in a physical location for a physical shopping experience, it is a mattress, right, David? Yeah. Got to experience it, got to lay on it, got to see how it feels. Also enjoyed the fact that Gardner's actually has some of the top rated online mattresses to try out physically. So there are a ton, there's hundreds, right, of mattresses you can purchase online where you can order it and it drops right at your doorstep, but you still can't try them. We have some really good options here from a couple of those online brands. So we have those. He says a few other things about some of the custom-made mattresses that we carry, but he does go on to say the mattress he purchased, even though he came in looking for one of the online brands, the mattress he purchased wasn't the cheapest option, but a good quality mattress he feels is one place in life that you should not cut corners on. We couldn't agree more, David. He would say that it only comes second in importance to the quality of tires you put on your car, right? Got to be safe out there. Mattress is second important. That's great. So if you've not paid extra money for a quality mattress, you really should reassess your priorities in life. I love it. He's imploring our review readers to invest in a better night's sleep. Feels like we wrote this, right?
David said it. Assess your priorities, folks, not us.
That's right.
But we'll take it. We'll take it.
So then he wraps up, do yourself and everyone else a favor. If you're looking for a new mattress, go to Gardner's as part of your shopping experience. So David from Lancaster, thank you for your kind words about Gardner's and your imploring of the future Gardner's shoppers.
Yeah, I think I responded to that one over the weekend. I respond to all of our reviews online on Google, that is. Facebook, I get back to every so often. You don't get a notification when you get a Facebook review anymore. So it's one of those things I have to just go back every so often and do it in one fell swoop. But yeah, we take that. Yeah, we really love getting comments like that. And the one thing David said about it wasn't the cheapest option, that might have been for his situation. The thing to understand is you're going to find a price point here in our store that you're going to find in any store. And really, until you get to some of our, special things that we do, you're going to find those price points here. The reality is we feel we can stand apart from all other options, regardless of budget, regardless of type of level of investment you want to make. We can help you in all those areas. What we're always going to offer you is something we would put our own family on and our own children on. So that's where we begin. If we wouldn't sleep on it, you're not going to either. So that's that. That's what I would say there. We kind of reinvigorated the dream room as of late. We are always looking at our policies, always looking at things we're doing. So our dream room now is still here, still open, always has been. You get a little extra service by using that. If you're interested, just ask us how. Reach out to us and we'll tell you more. We are in Black Friday week. Also, Small Business Saturday week, which this weekend is Small Business Saturday. To David's point in his testimonial, look, you as a consumer should make your decision. You should choose what you want, who you want to do business with. Every business should earn your money. Doing business with us, we do things like this. We return your dollars back to our community with CrossNet. We'll be making a donation to them here after the show. We have a banner out front that, buy local because Amazon doesn't support your kids' ball teams. That's a true statement. So support those small businesses. They should earn your business. They should be able to demonstrate how they're helping your community. We hope they would. But remember, it's part of your community. And having local businesses, good local businesses, is important to having a good local community. So that's what I will say there. A lot of great specials going on. You can go to gardnersmattressandmore.com/sales. Just a ton of really great vendor promotions going on right now. Some financing options right now.
Long-term interest rate.
Yeah. Which is a really good thing to take care of or to maybe consider for yourself is no interest long-term financing. As credit card companies kind of tighten the belt a little bit, you might find that limit gets taken down. So You could use interest-free money with us and keep those credit card balances open for emergencies. That's a nice way to use long-term financing here with
Absolutely.
us. So I think that's about it. We're just ready to do the prizes.
Spin it, baby.
Yeah,
Spin
fire up the prize-a-lator. Turn it to 11. See what happens now. Prize-a-lator on 11. Other prize-a-lators are at 10.
Right.
But if we want to go up a notch, you just turn
This
it.
prize-a-lator
It goes
goes to 11. There's Jessica. Well, that's fitting.
That is fitting that
Yeah.
Jessica would win. Congratulations,
Yeah.
Jessica. So as per usual, just come into the store. You can pick up your, there you go. You can pick up your choice of the Hydro Flask or the coffee tumbler or a $25 restaurant gift card. All right.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting.
Yes. And thanks for making that connection.
Rewards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for making that
thanks for the
connection. And till next time, till the next connection.
Till the next connection. I like that.
That needs to be the sign off.
That's it.
There we go. Till the next connection, we'll see you next week on Lancaster Connects.